if you can introduce yourself and tell me like your work at Anatomie.
Oh, okay. So my name is Shawn Boyer. I'm the creative director of Anatomie and the co-founder. So we started back in 2005. Actually, we started off as a designer activewear company. But what happened was, since we're using French and Italian fabrics and our price points were so much higher than the competition, we had to do trunk shows. So what that means is we would go to all the best health clubs and spas around the country: Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons, Canyon Ranch, Golden Door Spa. Who else would you know? So also Exhale Spas. And we would set up our rack and we would talk to the ladies one by one. And uh, they loved it. So we would set retail records no matter where we went. But as we got into it, after 5, 6, 700 trunk shows, there was one common theme. And our ladies were saying that we were their favorite travel brand. And that's what these people were wearing on the weekends, and not just ordinary people. So for example, we have the director for Christian Dior North America, and she and her daughter live in our stuff on the weekends. So here's a lady that runs a big major luxury fashion company, and she understands exactly what we're trying to do with our brand. So, it's pretty easy as a concept. Our DNA is about being comfortable, number one, and being put together, number two. So basically that's it. That's our DNA wrapped up in a nutshell.
Nice. Okay, my next question is, what challenges do you face in your work that you think Sustalytics can help you with now?
Okay. So the challenges that we're facing now in this new post-pandemic world are, basically it's direct consumer. Most of the marketing now is all direct consumer. I mean, we still have our stores that are doing well. So I think that it was a national or international reset of the planet. So all the stores that were barely hanging on, they're gone. The stronger stores now have more market share, because if there were 4 stores in the neighborhood, there's only one good one left. So the retailers, the specialty stores, the strong ones, they're still survive. And now more than ever, they're still part of the community. That's the first phase, because we're a multi-channel brand. The second thing is we have direct consumer sales force of around 60 VIP stylists, and they are selling direct consumer. So basically they are styling the ladies, helping them dress for their body type, and creating a capsule wardrobe for them, and also backed up by our website. So this is usually these two things don't work together. If there's a direct sales model, they don't have a website, and websites don't have it. So, but the magic happens when the ladies put our clothes on their body. So the first experience is very, very important, because they get the right pant, the right jacket for their body type, and the stylist helps them with accessories and other ways to how to wear a brand. The third thing is our online. Online basically saved us during COVID. So we have been online business since 2006, 7. It started super slow like everybody else, and then slowly it started taking over. So we went from 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now we're probably 70% online versus the 30% wholesale. So the challenge now is our customer base buys whatever they want. So we have to get new products to the market faster. So anything we can do to cut down on the waste and get the right products to the customers at the right time, that's going to be the way of the future. So most successful businesses these days are data driven. So we all have a gut instinct, but the numbers don't lie. So if we love a jacket or color, but it's number 7 on the bestsellers list, it doesn't matter what we want. Your customer is telling you something. So so the challenge is the right products, the right time to the market, and also the eyeballs, because now there's more noise in the marketplace. So everybody's trying to go online now. So before, if you're an online retailer, you were very focused on online. But now, since the stores are closing down and so many people are switching gears to online, there's a lot more noise in the market. So the price per Facebook, AdWords, all these channels are going up. And also at the end of 2020, we were competing against the elections, right? So they were pumping in millions of dollars a day. So you're just getting lost in all that. So that's all over. And hopefully we can get back to the right ROIs on our ad spends.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, very complete answer. So you remember that we did a test
Yes.
together.
Yes.
So in what ways did this test help you build the next collection? What do you think was interesting, was relevant in the insights? Like,
Sure.
what's your feedback on that?
Sure. So, like we said, the one thing that really stands out in my about our first collaboration was I'm working with a lady that's a designer. She's famous and she's sold over $1 billion worth of apparel. So when I showed her, um, the study, she had already picked the one. So your group of 1,600 women had picked their favorite sizes and colorways. And it was the same thing that she picked. So I said that what she did it took her 30 years to learn what your data did in one weekend. So it's nice to see like art, science, and gut instinct, which a lot of design is gut instinct. And nice to see where it's on track. So that was my aha moment that this is really something we need to invest in and take to the next level because it's the way of the future. So good job.
Okay, and then
Did
I
you hear?
wanted
Are you hearing the background notes?
a little bit, but
Do
don't
you want me
worry.
to do it? It's okay.
It's okay. We don't want it to look like too
Oh,
professional. We
okay,
want
right.
it to look
Okay,
real.
okay, got it.
So that it's real, real
Yes, yeah,
people, real, not a
yeah,
setup.
yeah.
And
Okay.
and what was your team's feedback? I remember we also worked with Becky, but also like I don't know if you shared the results. What did they
Sure,
say?
sure, sure.
What did they
It's
think of
interesting.
that?
No, no, no. It's interesting. So what brings it to mind, like the most one, is the camouflage. So the camouflage is like, we thought that was a hit or miss, but it just keeps on pulling. So camouflage is going to be like a staple in like, I guess, animal prints. So your cheetahs and leopards and snakes, camouflage is like one of those non-print prints. So the one thing was the size of the camouflage because we've been doing very well with the little one. But your study showed that people are looking for very close tones. So no stark contrasting and a little bit bigger leaves of the camouflage. So, I'm constantly pushing my team like, hey, I like the bigger one better. I'm bigger one better. And then, as we printed it out, they're like, okay, you know what? That does look better. And as we reduce the contrast so that the pop colors are very, very small, it's a winner. So that was definitely spot on. And also the color. So I think we did army green, which is a very, very difficult color. So your shades were darker and not the pea green. Pea green can be the death of a color story. It has to be a little bit deeper and darker, and that's something that your audience, went for the darker green, and they also for fall, we were able to get the right swatch based on the data that we came from the report. So that was cool. So it's not only shapes, but so silhouettes, color, and patterns. So that's important.
Nice. And my last question would be: someone called you and said, "Why should I use Sustalytics?" What would you tell them?
Yeah, because I always make the reference of a crystal ball. We don't have it. So if you don't have a crystal ball, then you need the data. So in here, I'm exposed to, I think we have a team of 20. So I'm always asking, hey, girls, what do you think of this? My customers are coming in here on a daily basis, and I bring them right back to the design room and say, this is what I'm working on. What do you think of this? Why do you wear it? Why not? But anytime that you could take 1,600 or 1,000 or 2,000 people in such a short period of time and get the immediate first response, I think that is important because they're not thinking about it. They're not emotionally attached to it like we are. Like I have a lot of, how can I say it? As human beings, we are creatures of habit. So we are constantly in our groove. So even though amazing ideas here to the side, if 700 out of 1,000 say, hey, we like this one, then your focus needs to check like, okay, wow, I didn't look at it, but obviously this is important. So I need to, change my thinking and look this direction versus always in the rut. So that's why I think that stylistic would be a good investment.
Great. Well,